Hello, dear ones. These are my night driving glasses, but I also use them on like gray mornings like this. So that's a little tip for you if you have any light sensitivity. I just got them at CVS. You can also get them on Amazon. They're called Solar Shield, and they have night ones and day ones. So that's not what this is about, but I just wanted to give you some context for these awesome glasses. So I am thinking about excess potential this morning. So this is a concept that is about when we think that something is too important. The way that the universal laws work, if you look around nature, is that everything needs to balance itself out. So like if it rains a lot, then what's the balancing out of that? Then there's going to be, I don't know biology or geology well enough to know, but I know that the earth and the planets and everything, they're like always coming back to like an equilibrium or like a homeostasis. So there's always a balancing out, right? And it's the same thing with us. So if something is too important to us, then the universe will balance things out. So let's say I like desperately want someone to love me. They're probably going to be little doggy behind me. You see something? Say hi. So if I desperately want someone to love me, then they're probably going to be a little put off by that because the excess potential is too much. And a lot of people, when they talk about like manifestation or getting what you want, they talk about like meditate on it, visualize it, hold it in your mind, which on one hand is helpful, but if it goes too far, then it becomes this excess potential, and it's probably gonna like have to even itself out somehow. So really, at the end of the day, when we have like a deep desire for something, it might be too much. And if we totally are just focused on what is and don't have any desires, then we're not going to get any changes to our experience. So if we want things to improve, the word that would like sort of hold this balance of not too much pressure on things or not like totally being apathetic is intention. Okay, so if like when I go to my car in the morning, this car is in good working order, so I just or maybe even intention, I just intend to go turn on the car and drive. My car before this, for about 6 months, it was on its last legs. And every time I went to the car, I was like, oh God, it's maybe not going to start. And I really want it to start, which was too much. It was excess potential, right? But when I go to the car in this car and I just intend to turn it on, I just turn it on. So intention is kind of a nice balance. So let's say I'm wanting to get a different job or I'm wanting to start my own business. So I could say, I intend to start my own business and I'm going to be taking steps toward that. And I don't need to know how or when all of that's going to come together. I'm just going to intentionally like keep moving towards that. So a great example is how Ace came into our lives, right? I was like, we're going to get a puppy when we move into the new house. And I just kept looking at different places, looking at shelters, looking at different families who raised puppies, and lots of them didn't work out. And there was a few times when I really wanted the dog to work out, and then it fell through. And that was when there was excess potential. But when I came to it with just like, okay, what's the next step? Okay, what's the next step? Like when we went and met Ace, who is sleeping now, settled down. When we went and met Ace, I was like, this family seems really nice. I don't necessarily know that they have a dog that we want right now, but let's just go like meet the dogs, meet the families, see what we think of the vibe just as an experience. Because I hadn't been in that situation before. I had been looking at shelters, and so I wanted to see what it was like to connect with a family who was raising puppies. Because I had heard so many bad things about like breeders or whatever. So we just went out there. We drove an hour away, and I was like, told my kid, like, we're not bringing a puppy home today. We're just gonna go meet them and see what it's like. So there was intention. It was gathering information, but it wasn't like we have to. This is our puppy. We have to go get it, right? So when we got there, my kid had seen Ace's picture and had said, Ace is the puppy. And I had been like, I don't know. And I was just, like I said, just like, we're just going to go check it out. So when we got there, there was very low pressure. There was no excess potential on it. And we were just gathering information. So then we saw Ace, and Ace was great, and the family was great, and there was another family who was interested in Ace and maybe going to get him. And so we were like, you know what? We love Ace. We'll take Ace. And we didn't have a lot prepared. We didn't have any dog supplies. But we were just like, yeah, it seems like a great dog. It seems like a no-brainer. Why would we drive another hour out in a week? Like, let's just bring Ace home now. And so it was like a very light touch, right? There was not a lot of excess potential. There was not a lot of pressure, but I was not apathetic. I was like, yeah, we're getting a dog. Like, we are getting a dog, but we're going to get the right dog for us. And this little guy turned out to be the right dog for us. Do you want to say hi? Say hi. Okay. So notice that and how that's happening in your life. If you're putting a lot of pressure on things, or if you're letting things just sort of be you're taking steps toward them and trusting that it's going to work the way it's going to work. And if you find yourself having that like excess potential too muchness with it, notice it and just sort of see if you can do some, like, if not this, something better, right? So like, yeah, if it works out, great. If not, like, I'm sure something else is gonna work out. Okay, I'm gonna get this dog settled. Love you guys.